Today we're going to be doing a quick comparison of the M12 Hex Impact versus the M18 Hex Impact. If you guys are watching my other videos out there, you know I'm a huge fan of these M12 drills. However, I do understand that there is a limitation to a 12-volt drill that you might need to step it up and get to the M18. My goal here today is to kind of help you find that limit on what I believe this tool would do. So what we have here, this is the M12 345320, and this is the Gen 3 Hex Impact. And this is rated at 1500 inch-pounds. Over here we have the M18 285320. There is a newer version of this, but the torque is the same as what this one is, and the torque is rated at 2000 inch-pounds of torque. In our test, we're going to be using a M18 FUEL battery, and over here on the M12, we're going to be using a 6.0 battery. We're going to be using some standard 2x4s, and we're going to be drilling some various different size screws into those 2x4s. Over here, we're going to be using some of just the standard GRK R4 construction screws. We have anywhere from a 2-inch all the way up to a 5 5/8. Then we're going to get into a little bit heavier duty leg screws, and these are going to range anywhere from 3 1/8 all the way up to a 6-inch. So again, you know, my goal is to kind of figure out where I feel this limit of this tool is here today. So without further ado, let's get to it. So what are my final thoughts on the comparison here? As you saw in those videos, this M12 Gen 3 Hex Impact is very impressive. You know, 5 years ago, you would have never been able to do half of these screws here that this thing's able to do. Over here in the R4 construction screws, I didn't do a bunch of them because I knew I would go through those pretty easily, but you know, I was doing all the way up to 6-inch number 12s over here. I bumped it up to the 5/16 leg RSS structural screws that GRK has. The 5/16 it went all the way through them. I bumped it up to the 3/8 by an 8-inch. It went right through them. So I actually had to go get additional leg screws to see if I could figure out where I could max this thing out. So I went ahead and got a 3/8 by 3-inch and a 1/2 inch by 3 inches. It went through both of those as well. As you saw in the video, it was a little bit slower to get through there. I purposely did not put pilot holes in there. You know, obviously if you're going to be using these, you're going to, so you're not splitting the wood. But I wanted to see if that would, you know, put a draw on. It didn't really. It still was capable of drilling those leg screws down into those 2x4s, which was very, very impressive. Now, obviously, if you saw the comparison to these two here with these, this one's going to do it quicker, obviously, because it's got a little bit more power. But this thing was very capable of doing it. So to wrap it up there, you know, if I would have to think where I would stop using something like this and maybe bump it up, obviously you get over here to these bigger leg screws, you might want to start considering, you know, the bigger drill over here because your battery's just going to run out. You know, I compared the batteries on both of these. This one came down a bar with all of those tests, and this one was still full strength there. So if you're going to be doing this all day long, obviously these bigger ones you're going to do over here, it's going to draw the battery down, and this would be a little bit quicker. So I think that's where you might bump it up to this. But from a DIY perspective, this is another one of those M18s. I hate to say it, that I don't think this tool over here is necessary if you have this one. Now, I want to be very clear. These M12 fuel drills are kind of a breed of their own. So, this isn't just any other, 12 volt drills out there. I'm talking specifically this guy. So if you have this one, I don't see the need for this M18 version over here. So hopefully that information helped you out today. If it did, please give me the thumbs up. If you're interested in more content like this, please hit that subscribe. But again, I hope this helped you out today, and thanks for watching.